Is it?
Ain't nobody wants you singing for even the first few seconds of this. Much
One of my
less
favorite
any
parts
other.
of Arena 911. Whose birthday is it? What?
Would you
Good
believe me
show.
if I told you I'd never seen that before?
Oh my God. It's kind of dry most of the time. Just look up the clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
Funniest stuff you'll ever see.
All right, we're on there. Good. Get some people joining in. All right. This is the Pit Chatter Podcast, episode 68. Not Noah's favorite number, but close to
Next one's going to be a good one.
it. This episode of the Pit Chatter Podcast brought to you by Yoder's Custom Meat Processing. And you know what they say, Noah?
You can't beat Yoder meat.
That's what they say. Got some of Yoder's money going home with a couple of the Stock 4 guys this past weekend at Ararat. So that's good.
What's he got going on up there?
Nice to get some of his money. He was sponsoring the heat race winners, I think. So, which
Nice.
I about forgot to pay. You know, doing these bonuses, when you do a cash payout, doing these bonuses, and I'm sure Timmy and them found this out this past weekend, when you pay out in cash and you're doing all these bonuses and stuff, boy, it's hard to remember them all.
Oh, it was funny as hell. They had to all get on a group call Sunday morning just to make sure that they paid every single bonus because they had 53 of them. They were like, did this guy get this money? Did they get that money? There's too many of them.
I had a bunch of them down there as well, and one of them didn't get paid. I'm going to pay it, but it didn't get paid. He messaged me. I hadn't even thought about it, and then I was going to go back through and look, but I hadn't. And he messaged me, "Hey man, I never got that." I said, "Just get it from you next race." Okay. So, bunch of that. Well, how was your 4th of July celebration? You know, since you had to miss Ararat on Friday.
It completely fell through, and I did absolutely nothing.
Wow, that is the most Noah Hinchee thing I've ever heard you say.
Yeah, it is. I probably should have went, but what are you gonna do?
Well,
I heard the racing was boring down there anyway.
Yeah, well, no, not even close. I mean, now the Stock 4s was very tame. That was, 29 cars, extremely tame racing.
Yeah, well, it seemed like everybody's breaking down before they had a chance to wreck or anything. So,
yeah, not really. Just the local guys, just the guys who everybody in their mind thought were the odds-on favorites going in. Of course, Austin Williams and Wes Givens. Those were, I guess, the odds-on favorites to win. Given that they'd won the last 3 races, collectively there, and then obviously Wes dominates everywhere. Well, he did till about the last month. I was talking to somebody about that. He has lost more races in the last 4 or 5 weeks than he has in like the entire season.
I know he's on a skid. Somebody's gonna have to keep an eye on him, make sure he don't, try nothing. He's probably depressed. He don't know how to lose.
Yeah, he's not a very good loser, that's for sure.
Not
at all. I told Austin Williams, I said, you started this skid for him. I mean, you moved him up in Durham Forward Ararat, and I mean, you just ruined his whole world.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people happy about that.
There is, for sure. The Stock 4 race might have been tame, but it was a 2,000 to win race. Pretty good racing on the track. I mean, the guys that were up from the CHA, Southeast Hornet Association, they did a great job, battling. None of the local guys really got in the mix except for TJ Smith. TJ got in the mix early on, looked to have maybe one of the best cars, but he found trouble fast going to the outside of a lap car as the leader went to the inside of that lap car. And it was a new guy in the middle there. I don't believe he had ever raced before. So he kind of, made a mistake, and unfortunately, TJ was the guy who had to pay for that one.
Well, I mean, at least he didn't do that one himself, just slinging it in there too hard. He does that a lot. He just hits the outside wall by himself all the time.
He's usually good at that for sure. Another guy who broke was the guy who runs the Seahawks series, and that's Chris Meadows. He looked to have a really fast car, started out front on the pole, and then just, I don't know exactly what happened to him, but he just stalled, and the guys were going around him. And I believe, in that instance, too, and this was right before TJ got into the wall, TJ might have had the guy, might have been the guy to beat had he got the lead right there in that scenario, because he was the leader. Unfortunately, on scoring, he was not the leader when they reverted back to the previous lap. So he was behind Scott Cloninger, who ended up taking home the $2,000. I believe he's from Blacksburg, South Carolina. Him and Stephen Herring and Travis Langford, all Seahawk guys, put on a heck of a show there. Bentley Cottle, who's a 14-year-old kid, did a great job right there in the top 5 as well. Good racing between those guys, but not the demo derby that everybody expected.
Yeah, apparently that makes it 2 for 2 on these big races not being demo derbies. I would have been doubly disappointed. I don't want people to wreck. Let me rephrase that. I don't want anybody to total their car. But would I enjoy seeing a good wreck or two? Yeah, I would. And I was very unsatisfied with that this whole weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Let me go through the Ararat stuff here. Danny Henning took home the win again in the Pro 4 division. He's won every freaking race this year. He's got $1,000 bounty on him coming this next weekend. Hopefully we get somebody in there to beat him, or I can't say get somebody in there to give him a good run, because this past weekend, Luke Golding, who's been a regular with us as well, he did a good job. He led some laps, got the best of Danny on a restart there, and led some laps in the middle of the race, but wasn't able to come home with the victory. Travis Covey picked up his first win in the modified division. Of course, that's the sponsor of the modifieds, TC Construction. Glad to see him get him a win. Him and Randy Poff and Chris Stowe, they put on a great show up front there, battling it out. And so we, gotta give those guys a shout out. They put on a good show. Randy ended up getting turned, unfortunately, but he had a good run there. Justin Pruitt taking home the win in the Crown Vics. I mean, that sounds like, same song, different weekend. He's won a lot of races with us. I think every race that he's entered, he's won. He had somebody else drive his car previous race. They didn't win, but he won. He had to get up on the wheel to do it, though. Charlie Menders, who's a guy who travels to different Crown Vic races, runs a lot down in the greater Charlotte area. He led a lot of the race, but Justin Pruitt was able to take advantage of him on the last restart, and was able to hold off some bumps and scuffs along the way in the last 2 or 3 laps there to take home the win and the $1,000 in the Crown Vics. It was a good race. Those guys, man, that's my favorite class down there right now.
I don't know if it's you or me. I'm sitting here jumping all over the damn place.
Yeah, you're lagging a little bit there, bud. It's all right. Just talk. We're good. It's just every once in a while your video and audio lags just a little bit there. So
it's Daryl up there playing the damn Xbox. He's messing the whole everything up.
I can believe it. He's good at that. So, the best race of the night though, and finally the late models had been. I'm not going to say They were terrible. They have not been the show. They've been the premier division, but they have not been racing like it. They'd had a lot of cautions in the previous races, a lot of drawn out nights with those guys. They didn't do that this time. They did a great job. Did have some incidents though. Ronnie Covey, who was a lap car, he got into the leader. Nathan Walker, who looked to be pulling away with the thing, and Nathan ended up getting knocked out of the race, and then Ronnie did a lap or two later. Brandon Atkins, who's from West Virginia, he came down making his first start, and he got disqualified out of qualifying for an illegal right rear tire. He had the wrong tire on, and he put the right tire on. Came out in the feature race, and he was there when it counted at the end. Man, he did a great job. It was a hard fought battle, him and Tanner Wilson to the end. Tanner's been doing a great job. Man, they went across the line all jacked up. I'm sure most people have seen that on Facebook, on the local short track and drama page, which I got to give a shout out to them. They put up $50 for the fourth place finisher last week, during the show, and I met the guy who runs that, and he's doing a great job, and really appreciate them. But Wayne Quisenberry, he took a hard hit in the process of that whole skirmish at the finish. The two leaders were spun around on the front straightaway there as they're coming to the checkered flag, and you can call the caution and you can put the caution light on, so. But unfortunately, one of the drivers didn't hear it too good. Wayne Questenberry, he hit the winner really extremely hard there. So hard hit for him. He was, I think he had his bell rung a little bit there, but he did come out of it no worse for the wear. The next day I talked to him, he felt a whole lot better. I'm pretty sure he was sore and doesn't want to do that again. So
just lost a few brain cells.
Well, yeah. Most race car drivers don't have that many to give, though. So,
yeah, probably not.
So that's unfortunately though. But we had a big turnout in the grandstands, big turnout in the pits. Probably the largest pit area I've ever had at a race in my life. Not necessarily the most cars, but the most people. I mean, there were people everywhere. I don't even know how the cars drove around. There were so many people down there. It was crazy. The once or twice that I went down there, I was just like, oh my gosh, man, I don't even want to be down here in this mess. I had to sit on the hill and wait to go down the hill because cars were coming up and down, and it was extremely chaotic. I mean, listen, we had such a good time at Ararat on Friday that even the miser himself, Caleb Hall, is saying good things. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe he's kissing up to me. Maybe he needs something. I'm not real sure. But he said on here that Ararat was amazing Friday. Y'all did a great job. It wasn't us. It was the racers. They did a fantastic job. Really appreciate all those guys and everything that they're doing. Justin Pruitt chiming in. There's a bunch of other comments on here. Just kind of doesn't go with the flow of the show. But Justin Pruitt says the show ran smooth. Car count was good. You guys did a great job. Appreciate that. Man, I tell you, and I say this every time, the racers down there, they just listen. They make things happen. They're on time. It really makes running a show a whole lot easier when the racers do their job and do their part.
But, well, the receivers go a long way with helping with that.
Dude, receiver is a godsend. That is one of the most amazing things that I have ever been a part of. I suggest every racetrack. I don't care if you're asphalt, dirt, concrete. I don't care what the track's made out of. I suggest having those and using those because it makes the night. I mean, and not throwing anybody under the bus, but being there, Saturday night at Franklin County, stock fours. I don't know exactly what happened. Some of them were jumbled up. They were in the wrong spots. Jay Altizer, the flagman, he has to get off the flag stand, go down. It causes a whole, thing there that could have all been avoided with race saver. And that is a perfect division to start them in.
Or Don't jump in front of cars going 45
Well,
miles an hour. That's just
the
my
cars
2
shouldn't have been
cents.
going that fast at that point either. I mean, you're under caution. They shouldn't be going that fast. One, racers should not be going that fast. They should be paying attention. They should have enough brain cells. You know, I know they strap that helmet on tight, but they got to have enough brain cells that are working to not do that. So, I mean,
They're following the pace car, though. How many
well, then
times
somebody needs to tell the
did
pace car to slow
you
down. Okay.
how many times did you and Lauren yell at us at drivers meeting telling us that we were going too slow? We need to follow the pace of the pace car.
Listen,
and that's exactly what they were
I
doing.
mean, I'm with you. I hear you. I'm with you.
Maybe next time, just let them get another
Well,
lap and tell the pace car to slow down a little bit before you start
I would
playing
agree.
in
I would
traffic.
agree with that. I would agree with that. But you know, you're in the middle of it. You're frustrated. You're like, man, these guys can't even get in the right spot. I understand. You know what I mean? It's part of it. It really is. So, but anyways, so let's move on to Franklin County here. I ain't got anything else to say about Ararat. Let's move on to Franklin County. Man, what a night! I drove in. I got there about the time the first stock four race was over with. So I drive in, dude. Great crowd. Cars parked everywhere. Pits is full.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, awesome turnout for July 5th. July 4th is always good at racetracks who are smart enough to take take advantage of a holiday weekend. A lot of racetracks don't like it. They want to go spend time with their family. I'm at the racetrack. I'm with my family. We're good. That's how I look at it. And man, but those are good, really good turnouts usually, and that was definitely the case at Franklin County on Saturday.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I don't know what's been going on with this crowd for the last few weeks or last few races. Dude, they are electric out there, man. Yeah. Like, they're getting hyped up. It don't matter what's going on. It don't matter what race, Legends, Stock 4, the big mini stock. They don't give a damn. They've been hyped up, and I mean, it's been awesome to see.
Yep.
For sure. There you go.
Jacob Gerald chiming in. He said he sung the national anthem. Did a great job. I wasn't there to see it, but I did see a video. Did a great job there.
Belted it.
Yep.
Looked like Whitney Houston out there. Didn't sing like her, but he looked like her.
I don't even know what to say to that. But yeah, so I missed the whole first stock four race, so you're gonna have to fill me in. I mean, I know Jaden Austin finally picked up a victory.
He did.
Tell us about that race.
Well, we have to preface this by talking about Josh Phillips' favorite race car driver, Mr. Givens, who's been almost undefeated this year at Franklin County. When he went down to Ararat, he had another motor go kaboom.
Yep.
He needs to stop putting them cheated up pistons or whatever he's putting in there that the bottom end can't handle. But anyway, he blew up, so he pulls out that janky G5 that I don't know how is still running after all these years. Goes out there and practice, does okay with it, something happens. So he's not even out there. They're pacing going to green, and then, you see Keyshawn Clater's car fly out the pits, and he was in that one. Yep. Unfortunately for him, he didn't have nearly enough time, and that car wasn't nearly enough cheated up as he would have liked it to be. So, yeah, Jaden pretty much walked the dog on everybody while Wes and Trey were back there beefing with each other in like 8th place.
Yeah. Tell us about this. Well, I don't think that was 8th place, but tell us about the whole deal between Trey. It was like
3rd.
Yeah, tell us about the whole deal between Trey and Wes.
Well, they're both screaming at each other. You came down on me. You pushed me up. This happened. That happened. It's your fault. It's his fault. I have the solution. It's 50-50. They were both driving like douchebags. And that's my official opinion.
Yeah.
Because, look, it ain't no secret. We all know the tendencies of Wes. We all know the tendencies of Trey. They're not exactly the world's nicest drivers.
That's a real good way to put it.
So I don't think it was any one or the other's fault. I think they were both it was 50-50 down the middle. They were just being asses to each other.
Yeah. I believe Wes ended up 3rd, and then Trey was 4th. Well, until the end of the night. Wes ended up being
Wes got a big old fat Dairy Queen out of that one.
Well, I want to tackle that for a second, okay? Because there's two. I have two. At the end of the day, it's not right for a guy to not have his transponder on and finish in that position. But, I mean, once you let them race, I don't know, man. I just don't know about DQ and somebody after the fact. You let them run the whole race, they get to their finishing position. The transponder has nothing to do with them getting to their finishing position. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I just work here. I just get paid to talk crap on the mic. Yeah. All I know is that Landis came over to me, and I didn't even have a radio. I don't know why he was talking to me, and said he's trying to get the G5 going. Can you just give us like 2 extra pace laps? Timmy said, yeah. And the next thing you know, he flies out in Keyshawn's car. I guess he gave up on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was the car, the transponder, both.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But it is what it is. And I'm sure, a lot of people enjoyed not seeing him in victory lane for once.
Caleb Hall said, "Black flag should have been waved the second lap. It was confirmed to not be on the car." Talking about the transponder. I don't like to agree with Caleb Hall. Okay, so I'm gonna be real hesitant to do so. But
see, he knew you was gonna agree. That's why he's saying that.
I mean,
he's kissing ass to you because he almost got booted the other night.
I was there for that.
Somewhere to go.
I was there.
He needs somewhere to go.
100%. I was there for that. But I agree. I agree with that right there. Terry.
My thing is, put the transponder. Look, y'all can say whatever you want about. Oh, the transponder has to be this way. It has to go this way. That's the only way to work. That's a lie. I put the thing in my pocket 100 times and it works just fine.
But it won't
sling it in your pocket.
But it won't always work in your pocket. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Like we had a guy that tried that every week, and sometimes his transponder would work, and sometimes it wouldn't. And finally, we figured out that the idiot was putting it in his pocket. And once he put it under the car, it worked fine from then on out.
Yeah, but still, it wouldn't have mattered for him. He would have showed up on there, and then he wouldn't have got the black flag, whether it was catching every lap or not.
Yep. Terry Radford jumping in said it was an eventful post race after that stock 4. Tell us about it because I wasn't there.
I'm not sure what he's talking about. Oh, he's talking about Trey and Wes. He's screaming at each other on the front stretch. Trey just kept yelling he was going to fight him. He was going to get out the car. You want to do it right here? And then Wes was like, get out of here. Oh, man. It was anticlimactic.
Yeah. Bobby Kirby chiming in and said it was awesome working at both tracks and great to see everyone again. Great to have him and Sharon at Ararat Friday. Great to see him, back at Franklin County on Saturday. So that was really good.
Yep, always good to see them.
Wes is a little upset that it was a DQ. It should have been a DNS, he said, which is did not.
Wes can say whatever he wants. Wes is all about image. And he really doesn't like the fact that people that weren't at the race don't know what's going on are going to read that and just say DQ. And they're going to be like, oh, they got him.
That's funny. Kimberly Austin chiming in, talking to Caleb. Caleb said that during practice, I would always, that we had him black flag during practice. I had to slow him down on that, which is true. She says he never practiced the car. It would have been handled 100%, but that's not the scenario we're talking about there. Anyways, not even worth continuing a conversation on that. But anyways, so let's talk about the Legends division. Okay. So we had a DQ. We had a trip to the old Dairy Queen in that one. What in the heck happened?
Well, I don't know the kid.
Anthony Friedel is who we're talking about. He's come a couple times in the past, and I believe this was his first trip to Franklin County this year.
I might have interviewed him before. Hell, I don't know. But I didn't remember him anyway. Yep. And I didn't see what was going on, really. He won the race on the track.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Chris Lilly and Carter Wiegand get out the cars, they are pissed off because apparently he drove through the both of them. And they know for a fact his tires are illegal because he's gotten apparently banned from 2 different tracks for the same thing.
Wes Givens chiming in said there were super TDs on the right side tires on Friedel's car, which is definitely not the right tire for Inex Legends Racing, which I don't understand. Inex is very tight on tech process and how they handle things. If that's been a problem at other tracks, I don't know how he was not already banned from Inex Racing. So that's a whole nother question. I know you can't answer, and I can't either.
I figured Inex has such a tight clamp on Legends.
Yeah.
I mean, how many tracks do you see running Legends that aren't Inex? There's not a lot of them. I just figured they would have pressured whoever to not make anything except for those exact tires that they want.
Yep. Terry Radford said, "Great crowd, great field of cars, and a good bit of DQs handed out for sure, for sure."
But yeah, that Legends tech, well, the tech of his car took roughly, I'm gonna overestimate and say about 26 seconds.
Yeah.
And he was gone. Timmy put the gauge right on there and said, "Yep, get out."
I mean, from what I heard, from the looks of them, you didn't need no gauge. So, Josh Brown said,
but you still have to do it. You can't, but just based on looks.
Well, before I read Josh Brown's comment here, in the Legends division, if somebody beats Chris Lilly, they are either the man or they are cheating. Okay, one or the other.
Yeah, well, turns out he was cheating.
So, I mean, good for him, beating him, even still cheating, because there's been plenty of people who've been cheating and didn't beat him. Okay. So kudos to him on that, first off. Second off, I mean,
well, Chris Lilly told me, and I don't know if he wants me relaying this information. He has to pretend like he's a super nice guy because, he runs Shenandoah. But he told me when he got out the car that he's lucky they took the checker, because if there had been one more lap, he was going to catch him and he was going to send his ass.
Yeah. Well,
so I wish we could have got one more lap out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Josh Brown said he got 9th out of 20 cars with the sway bar dragon. That was in the mini stock race. Let's talk a little bit about the mini stock race. 20 car field. We talked about it earlier. Everybody expecting, kind of demo derby type things. That's not typically what happens with bigger mini stock fields at Franklin County, and I don't know why that's the case. Usually, you have these ignorant nights where everybody tears each other up when there's 7 or 8 or 9 cars. Seems to be when you have really good fields of cars, it goes off pretty smooth, and it did. Dennis Holdren made the rest of the field look like they were running in slow motion. Dominated the race and led every lap going away.
Yep.
But behind him, there was a great battle. I mean, here we go. Dennis this is how much Dennis Holdren was kicking their butt, okay? John Jensen, Dennis Holdren should have been DQ'd because he was illegal as hell and everyone knew it. Well, I mean, everyone knew it but the tech guy, apparently. I don't know. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. And speaking of tech, holy crap, man. So,
yeah, let's talk about your hurtful comments.
Yeah, hurtful. I take a picture because there's a bunch of, it's like a bunch of damn, there's a herd of damn cows coming around. The cows out here in my field, you throw out some apples, they'll come around and look about like that, okay? So I make a joke about, man, sign these people up. Give them some damn applications for tech. I mean, if you want to get that close and you want to be on top, that's what you should do. And I mean, people are so dumb that they thought that I'm literally, and at this point, I'm standing in the tower beside of Terry Radford. I mean, he can tell you. And I literally post that. It had nothing to do with the racetrack. You know what I mean? I was not trying to throw the racetrack under the bus in any way, shape, or form. I understand, me and you've talked about this. You kind of, said, well, it didn't kind of read like it. It kind of read like you were, but it wasn't. I mean, it doesn't take, a whole lot to figure out, that if I'm there, I sure as hell ain't throwing nobody in the bus. And another thing, listen, I do this every week too. You know what I mean? I did it there for the last, almost 10 years. Now, I ain't got no, you ain't gonna find anywhere on the internet where I'm throwing Timmy or the racetrack under the bus. That don't exist. So.
Well, I mean, they were all like Timmy said. That was the gathering for the draw,
and I didn't know what it was, and it doesn't even matter. But it was funny. It looked like it was a funny scene to watch. And then you got Caleb, who just about got thrown out 2 seconds before. He's right at the back of it, standing there. He's done been run off, and right here he is. He makes it back.
If there's a crowd in trouble, rest assured Caleb is there somewhere. Whether he's in the middle of it, whether he's at the outside just watching, he's gonna be there.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm with you. I just find people funny, man. I find people's perception of things funny as crap. I mean, Caleb knew what was coming tonight. Caleb was really kissing up to me tonight. I don't know what his deal is. Okay, he said Langley with his rant
because he knows he's gonna have to be at Air Rat every weekend here.
Yes, I don't really know. Let's see. Hold on, I'm trying to find a comment here. Oh man. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's a conversation from the mini stock race. Jacob Hinchee. In the mini stock race, I saw a little boy get turned into the wall. Lap car, by the way. I don't know if it was on purpose or accident. So Clayton Sanders, AJ Sanders' grandson, Steven Sanders' son, making his first start. He gets turned by Doodle Lang off turn 2. I've watched the video and I still can't say, okay, yeah, man, Doodle. Which the whole premise, okay, I gotta laugh, okay, because the whole premise is, so like their contention is, well, Doodle needed a caution because he was far behind Dennis Aldrin. Well, that was at lap 31. At lap 33, they had a caution that all the racers knew about. So why, with 2 laps to go to a caution, would he have wrecked him intentionally to get a caution? I'm confused.
I think Doodle just wanted to wreck a child.
Jesus.
Now watch, here comes his whole crowd in the comments. They're going to be upset about that.
They'll be burning.
They're going to be throwing shit.
You will not be able to interview the mini stocks for the rest of the damn year.
Oh,
hold on. Let's get Dennis Hall on here so we can talk about the mini stock race. I don't even know how you're going to talk about it. Did they let you watch the race? Were you able to watch?
No, they made me go stand in the bathroom the whole time. I wasn't even allowed to watch.
Were you in there looking for Bobby Labonte again or what?
Yeah, I was.
Oh my God. Holy smokes, man.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Lord.
I knew it. But yeah.
Here's your hero with his opinion. Caleb Hall. He said Clayton got trashed 100% on purpose. It was too obvious. I don't know, now back in the day, let me preface this by saying back in the day, yes, Doodle would have done that on purpose 1,000%. Okay. But today, I don't see that. And he said, and he corrected himself, he said, didn't turn him. I don't know, man. I find myself confused. You know what I mean? But Doodle appreciate your comment here. So.
He's been taking notes from Old West about wrecking children.
I mean, Lord have mercy. I mean, and yes, he got into him, and watching the video, one contention that Doodle made, I seen in the comments, not on here, but with the Sanders group, he said, look, he's up a groove on the track. He's not all the way at the bottom, when I get into the back of him. And that is true there. I mean, that is 100% true. So
I want to preface this before the Doodle Lang gang tries to physically assault me at the next race. I haven't even seen the video. I didn't see it on the track. I have no idea what happened.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see it when it happened. I seen the video later. Alicia Lang, that's Doodle's sister. She said years ago Doodle would have beat an ass when the water was thrown at his car. There's no doubt. I don't even know if they didn't needed to do that. So, good time. I don't even know what this means. Josh Brown said the real question is, what are they going to do about the tire rule now? You're going to have to expand on that one for me, Josh, because I don't know what the thing there is. Maybe maybe I don't know. Something happened that I don't know about. So
whatever tires you're running are illegal.
Sharon Kirby said, shout out to Franklin for helping Joe Riley find tires, be able to race a mini stock race. He's from Dominion. Yep. For sure. Alicia Lang said, "Oh, we're coming, Noah." And here's one for you, okay? And this is the God's honest truth right here. Paul Caldwell said, "Don't worry about Doodle. It's his sister that will come for you." And I promise you, that's true. She was arguing with a dude one time. This dude come up just running his mouth after a race. It's about 2014 or so, and I'm standing there, and he just continues on, and she's going back and forth. And I told the guy, I said, "Man, if you don't want to get your ass whipped by a girl," I said, "I would take my ass somewhere else." Because he did not want any part of that. I promise. At all. So
that's usually how it is. It's usually a family member. It's not the driver.
Doodle Lang said, What I'm assuming he's saying what Josh means is some people bought tires for that race that wasn't eligible to buy tires for a regular season schedule. All right, y'all gonna have to talk to somebody above my pay grade for answers to that question.
I have no idea what's going on there.
Yeah, listen, even if I did, I would pretend like I didn't. So at this point,
I definitely don't.
Oh Lord, good times there. Good times.
Yeah, I do want to say I'm still disappointed in the mini stocks. Even with 20 cars, still less than half the field finished the race.
Listen,
I don't know what we got to do to get these guys to make their cars last all night.
More than 3 cars finished, so it's all good. Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's only because we had 20 to start with. If it had been a regular race, we had like 8. It would have been the same as it was last time. It would have been Doodle and Shane Hodges at the end.
Oh Lord. All right, I'm trying to go through the comments here. There's a lot there. So let's see. Yeah, that's 100% true. Just on the same topic there. Paul Caldwell talking about Doodle and his sister. Most of knowing that most of the she ain't scared of crap. That's 100% true. I mean, speaking of Paul Caldwell, whoops. See, I'm without my mouse tonight. I can't figure out how to get it to work, so I'm having to press on the screen. And Lord, it was another eventful evening trying to put on this podcast.
That's some first world problems right there.
My
mouse is broke. I have to use the touch screen.
I mean, at least I have the touch screen. So, yeah. Hold on. Let me show you my weekly call here.
There he is.
The one and only.
Next week for the 69th, just answer it and let them talk.
Oh my God, I'd rather not. But Paul Caldwell talking about hell, I didn't even get to start, and he didn't, and that sucked. It was the PD Caldwell Memorial. That's what the whole big race for the mini stocks was about. That was his dad. Who was a great guy. Hate to see Paul not get to start the race. But I mean, that was the most typical Caldwell fashion of how things went there ever was. So it was fitting no matter what happened. Okay. So,
well,
Kenny Lang's having a look in. We don't know what he's looking in at. He may not even want to know what he's looking in at this
maybe
point.
That means he's just watching.
Apparently, I don't really know. But great event, man. The whole mini stock deal was great. Great to see a good car count. That division is so hit or miss. There has always been hit or miss there. Hopefully,
who do you think that is messaging
me? It's funny stuff. Yeah, it was it was good to see though. Good to see that many cars out there. I seen that I believe Dennis Holdren, Hannah Baston Rowe putting up some money for this next mini stock race. I seen on Facebook. I don't know exactly the details there. Paul Caldwell chiming in again. He said, I should have borrowed a fuel filter from someone. Also, it's the only part that was mine and failed. And he was telling me about that. It was one of the few parts that was on his car that actually belonged to him. He had a lot of people help him out. Scott Foley being one of them. And some other people. but still didn't get to start, so that was terrible. And
You
I'm
could have
assuming,
borrowed Sanders after Doodle totaled this shit.
wow.
Oh God, they're
Listen,
gonna be throwing stuff at me.
listen, you're going to be getting more comments about being on this podcast, okay? I think it's funny that people want to comment about you being on the podcast and me talking all this smack about Franklin County, which I'd like for them to show me that at some point or another. I'd like for somebody to to at least give me some give me some screenshots here. Okay.
To be fair, I can think of one example that's well documented.
All right, what is that?
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Oh my
it's
God!
Posted on several platforms.
Of me?
Well, both of us. Little mini
Oh,
missed that.
Listen, but that's not. That was defending the track though. So that's not the same thing. That is not the same thing. Lord have mercy. Kenny Lang chiming in about the purse for this next race. He said Dennis took the money he won on the 33rd lap and put it back into the next race purse. Just a class act person.
That's because he knows he's going to win that one too.
Well, I mean, he might. So, Alicia Lang she's still coming for you, dog. I mean, this is not good. And Paul Caldwell's over here feeling sorry for you already. He's trying to look for what hospital you're going to go to.
For the love of God, I do. Don't ever take me to Franklin County Carilion ever again.
No, that's a fact.
I will go for the extra few minutes ride to Roanoke. Thank you. I want that well documented.
Yeah. Lord have mercy. Oh, let's see. What else happened in Franklin County?
The vintage is wrecked about 20 seconds after the checkered flag.
Yeah, well, coming to the checkered flag, yeah.
Well, the first one wrecked coming to the checkered.
Well, yeah.
The rest of them wrecked on the way back around.
Listen, they were still coming to the checkered. That's how far they were behind, okay? They were still coming to the checkered.
I'm still confused on the finish of this race. They're saying the one guy, I can't remember his name. I apologize, but they said he won. But the Susan lady finished in front of him. It shows it on transponders.
No,
I don't.
That was his transponder wasn't mounted in the right place. I can go ahead and tell you the answer to that because I was getting that question I was standing out in the stands talking to Tim and Nathan Wheat, and they were like, "Well, what's that? Why does it say that she was?"
Well, that would make sense then because I was very confused. I was like, "Hold on here."
Yeah, transponder issues there. Kenny Lang saying the pump burst. Jeez, I just did that completely backwards. The purse bump is from third back, good for all the guys. So that'll be great.
I know somebody will be happy about that.
Good to see. Sharon Kirby chiming in about the 67 car, Susan, and said poor Kermit. That's the name of the car there.
Badass car.
Yeah.
I love them vintages, man.
Kimberly.
You know what? I'm not going to talk about other, vintage type classes. But in that one, they ain't scared to run the hell out of them cars, which I love.
Oh,
you see these other, sure. They bring out show cars and they're really scared to give them the beans. Yeah. But those guys do not care. Obviously, Susan didn't. She spun it coming to the checkered.
Yeah. Kimberly Austin, who scores at Franklin County, chiming in, said that Bobby Griffin won. His transponder didn't pick up on lap 9. So.
Oh, there you go. All right, I stand corrected.
I mean, you got Dylan Maxwell over here. He said vintage was awesome. But he also said that Susan won for all he cares. I mean, she was behind the guy. I don't know how she won, but that's
she looked like she was in front of him.
Not at any point.
The problem is with them cars, there's 2 separate divisions, so you're trying to keep up with 2 different people, and then they get so far spread out, you don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, for sure. Kenny Lang said a Ford Fairmont is one of the most beautiful stock car bodies ever. I agree. That's what's on the 67 car there. Randy Overstreet said they're just ignoring us. Nope, we're not ignoring you. It just, your comments have to kind of go along with the show. When they get off in 47 miles off in left field, I can try to come back to you, but it'll take me 10 minutes to find your comment. So that's that's a struggle. So, um, Kyle Dudley won again.
Yep.
Don't catch me if I fall asleep. Wake me up. Taylor Ransom won again.
Yep.
Catch me if I fall asleep. And man, in Jimmy Mullen's absence, he has been wearing them out.
His first win, Jimmy was there.
I know. I know. But I'm talking about in his absence, he's been wearing them out.
That is true. Yeah.
I mean, he's done run Jimmy Mullins clean away from the racetrack, man.
Yeah, he don't want to come back now. He's scared.
Yeah, for sure. Christina Maggard talking about the vintage car. She said, "Great race either way." Totally agree. It was a good race. The whole night was good. I mean, the limiteds and the super streets were what they are, but it was a whole, you know, whole deal. Here we go. Let's grab Chris Shepard here. He's been dying to tell us that some woman about killed him. Okay, and I believe the woman that he's talking about is Sydney Sanders, and she would kill him. Okay, so
I'm confused. Why was he in the middle of that?
We don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows.
He followed Caleb over
here. don't follow Caleb anywhere.
Just whatever to get right in the middle of it.
Yeah, don't follow him anywhere. Yeah. Dylan Maxwell. He said, I got confused in the race, but that green 67 looked awesome. It always looks awesome.
It's not just me.
Everybody's confused. Race, but it was my favorite. Yeah. Man, my computer is crazy this evening. Misty Meadows, the real boss at Franklin County. She's talking about Hank Turman. Said Hank Turman has an issue that he needs to work out on his car, and once he does, I think he'll be up there. I totally agree. He usually is.
He looked faster than the last race, but only for a couple laps, and then you could tell he just kind of fell off.
Chris Shepard said she's built like Ray Lewis, and because I was asking her to get behind the barrier. Yeah, well, you probably shouldn't do that.
I wonder if he's old enough to remember what Ray Lewis did.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man.
Lord have mercy.
Lord. Randy Overstreet said he was doing his job at the track. I thought he raced.
Geez, sorry.
I'm confused. Okay. I don't even know what's going on here. John Coe chiming in said he's seen George Washington, then he disappeared.
I severely underestimated how hot it was going to be in that thing. Going back, thinking about it, I probably should have put it on like right as the mini stocks were going, and then that would have been the appropriate time. But didn't think that far ahead, and it didn't last long.
Yeah. Caleb Hall, he's whining about catching strays here. He said, I'm catching strays and didn't even do anything. I was approached, and I was just standing around. I mean, all I seen you doing was arguing, so that's all I can tell you. I don't know anything else. So, John Campbell wants to know, Noah, when is the big race for Super Streets at the track?
As soon as he puts up big money for him. That's what it is. You let us know when. We'll call it the John Campbell 500, man.
There you have it. I mean, every division deserves a big race. Okay,
they do.
It's just hard to figure out how to do them sometimes. So, I got the same issue. So, well, we ain't got any comments to jump on here. And by the way, we do have this one. Chris Shepard
said, "Okay, touche." He
said that he killed people. So. I mean, at least you know what was going to happen to you since you compared her to Ray Lewis there. Did you happen to catch all the crazy things that happened at Sanoa and down in Georgia at Bubba Pollard's racetrack?
Well, I seen the video of the car hopping up on the wall, and yeah, I can't tell if that was people that were up against the fence, if it just the dirt scared the hell out of them, they fell off the wall. I don't know, but it looked crazy, man.
Yeah. And I believe they were all, taken to the hospital and released. So they're all okay. Just wild to watch. Kind of reminds me of, the night at Franklin County when that happened in the pit area, with one of the rookie guys. That was a night. That was a night not to be remembered right there. So.
Well, I mean, that just goes to show you got to keep your head on a swivel. It don't matter where you at.
Yeah. I
You
tell
never
people
know
all
what
the time. Tell people all the time, never turn your back on a race car, because they can do things and find them their way to places that you never ever thought they could.
Yeah, you never know. Somebody could hit the wall, and then you got parts, batteries flying up in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, some racers throw their batteries at the crowd for sure.
Yeah.
Blake Melvin jumping in here said had some post-race Bowman Gray action going on at Sonoya, and I told you a little bit about that before we came on. My mind's gone blank of who it was. Michael Page and I don't know why I can't think of the other racer there. Corey Hitchcock. And those two got into it. Looked like Macho Man Randy Savage. It was something.
There's you got to get that one.
I don't even know which one. The comments have gone off the rails over here. Okay,
the biggest fan. Come on.
I mean, holy smokes! The Trey over here talking to Caleb.
Oh, great! Here they go in the comments.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, holy smokes, man! Here's Anthony Friedel stopping by. He said he's Chris Lilly's biggest fan.
I wonder if the feeling's mutual there.
Oh, Lord. Justin Pruitt said had a stock 4 try and run over Tim's 4-wheeler in the pits. I'm assuming he's talking about Timmy Hilton. So that's exciting. I mean, there wasn't a lot of room there. So I'm not surprised about that at all. So let's see. Lord.
Oh, God. See, this is why I can't look at the comments.
Yeah, can you turn the comments off over there so
it's getting fun over here. Why? Every time at the end of the show, y'all do this.
Oh, my God. I know. We got, 8 minutes left, and they're getting a little wild over here.
Hey, we did miss the second stock 4 race. I wanted to just brush upon that.
Hold on a minute. Listen. Now, this happened at Ararat Friday, okay? Where we get water, there was a 4-wheeler that got flipped over into the creek. And that is nowhere near where the racers should be at, okay? Just for the record.
They was having some fun, man. Isn't that what the racetrack's all about?
Listen. Same guy is done grabbed a girl by the butt in the pits that he didn't know, thinking it was some other girl that he knew. Okay.
That's a common argument I hear a lot.
90%
of the time they're full of shit.
And then got into a fight with another guy there. I mean, it was one of those nights, man. It was one of those nights.
It sounds fun. Sounds like you took a little bit of Franklin County down there to Ararat.
Yeah, listen, there's rednecks everywhere. That's all I can tell you. So Anthony Herron talking about, and we ain't even got to this, and we got like 6 minutes left to go in the show, and we ain't even got to this. So he said the 3 wide action in the stock 4 race, second stock 4 race was wild, man. Love him, hate him, whatever you want to do. Wes Givens made that race exciting. It wasn't the cleanest driving I've ever seen. It actually looked exactly like the driving of the normal driver of the 7 car, but whatever. And maybe that rubbed off on him. I'm not sure. Him and Jaden got into it. Him and Gary got into it. Gary and Jaden got into it. They were 3 wide before the caution came out for the 71 stopping on the track or spinning out or whatever the heck he did. And then they went back to 3 wide again. And that was pretty incredible.
I'm not going to deny and act like it wasn't super exciting, because it was. It was pretty awesome. Yeah. However, if I was one of those 3 cars, I don't even know at who, but I'm getting out and I'm swinging at somebody. Because you're being nice. You're not the cleanest. By all 3 drivers, that was some of the dirtiest racing I have ever seen in the stock 4 division.
Oh, I do want to say this.
Lines didn't mean nothing during that race. You got the spot. Too bad. Here I come.
Yeah, I do want to say this, and Gary may not agree with this, but I didn't see Jaden do anything that was dirty in the course of that race. Now, he did not let Gary come down on top of him going into turn number 3. When you seen that picture where they were like this, that's Gary. That's what Gary does. He does. If you're on his inside, if your name's not Wes Givens, he's coming on top of you. 100% has been, does. It's what it is in stock 4. One of the cleanest guys, though. Otherwise, and I don't, Wes a little upset at Gary, I think, for, getting into him on the straightaway. It looked like he was trying to right hook him. I don't think that's what was happening. Maybe, but I don't think so. But listen, that was definitely
get upset with anybody after the crap he pulled.
I mean, that's fair. Okay.
It really was. It was super exciting, but I'm just saying, me personally, I would have been extremely pissed off at any. Pick your one, because that was crazy.
Yeah, I would agree. And I want to, obviously, Jaden's my nephew, but I'm not being biased toward him. If he'd have done something I thought was dirty, I'd told him the same thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely. And I don't know that anything Gary did was necessarily dirty, unless he was trying to right hook Wes, which I didn't really see it that way, but maybe he was.
I don't know.
Blake Melvin chiming in. He said, "Hey Langley, I think some people are wondering if you have a flag up at Ararat." Yeah, that was I don't know if you saw that or didn't see that, but that was a whole local short track and drama page conversation. This one dude, and he's commented about it a couple times. First race, I believe it was the first or second race. Yeah, it was the first race. We didn't get the American flag up. Okay, man, I had a million things to do. It was on my mind. I had a guy that said he had a flag with him. It was in the trailer. I just went and forgot to get it and put it up. Okay, this dude, every chance he gets on Facebook to cry about the flag. I ain't coming back till they got a flag up. Well, that was 4 races ago. He needs to send me some money for the tickets that I've missed out on because he was being a douchebag. Okay, that's what needs to happen here. Okay, he needs to go on and get that done. So, anyways,
there's a lot going on over
here. Here's you a good one. Okay. Wes wants to know if you want a show or follow the leader. What do you want?
I'd love a show. But, if the roles were reversed and Jaden or Gary pulled that move on you, all of a sudden it wouldn't be a show anymore. You'd be very upset about that show. So.
I agree with that. I mean, Chris Meeks is a great example of that. So, from a couple of years.
If you dive bomb and win, it's awesome. You all want a show or what? But if somebody does it to you, you'd be freaking out. Just saying. That's my humble opinion, my 2 cents worth.
Yeah. Man, they're going at it here in the comments.
Yeah, so. There ain't even relevant comments.
I can't even read this stuff here. But oh, here you go. Randy Overstrait said it's racing. So
it was certainly something. Like I said, it was entertaining as hell.
Oh, it was for sure. No doubt about it. It was very entertaining.
I'm just glad that all 3 of those guys were kind of separated from the rest of the pack, because obviously we know they can do that to each other. And if there had been other cars in the mix, there was going to be a real bad wreck.
Yeah,
somebody would have lost it somewhere.
Yep. Caleb Hall. Can people not read the signs at Ararat? The pit entrance and the fan entrance must not be clear enough for people. Listen, it don't matter what you put up. There's people everywhere. And it's very confusing down there. I understand. I mean, first time I went there, I drove in the wrong entrance too. So, you know.
You know, I don't
Kenny,
think anybody said that. I think that's something you made up just now.
Kenny Lake said, "Man, I can't believe someone called Noah
This is ridiculous.
Gorge, Washington, Saturday." Lord have mercy.
Y'all just hate America. It's okay, commies.
Oh my God. Oh Lord. Whew. Dylan Maxwell said three wide racing. Awesome. I think Noah's the only guy mad about the race. Okay.
I'm not
I mean,
mad
the
about
other
it.
guys
It was
might be mad
awesome.
at each other, but he's just mad about the race. I don't know why. He's a little upset. I'm not sure. I mean, John Morton, I don't even know what you're talking about, though. I might have missed your comment here at some point or another. They come pretty fast and they go off my screen pretty fast. So if they're not relevant to the conversation and get picked up pretty quick, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Now I knew this comment was coming. Okay, because I saw a screenshot of such. You know, I believe we talked about it a little bit. Anthony Frisch said that he heard Gary explores the gray area in his stock four. Listen, if you're a race car driver and you're not exploring the gray area, you're not much of a race car driver, and you are never going to win.
But that's the key. You keep it in the gray area. You don't cross over into the black where everybody can see it from a mile away. That's the difference.
That is a fair point. Very fair point. Lord have mercy. You got Kevin Litton coming in here at the last minute. Is Kent Grizzly still alive? Does anybody know? Kevin Litton comes in here and says, "What did I miss?" I haven't seen Kent Grizzly in here in like 2 or 3 episodes. Okay, and he didn't come to Ararat. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He might have died. We don't know about it. Okay,
maybe we would have upset him.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's getting out of hand over here. I don't know what's going on.
Listen, well, here you go. Here's your comment. Okay, this is a Bowman Gray related comment from last week. Danny Hamby said, "At least you didn't have someone stop on the start finish line to block someone from winning, but yet the guy still won. If you want absolute garbage, come to Winston-Salem." Holy smokes, Kent Chrisley is still alive.
Oh, there he is.
At least he's alive. I mean, I was beginning to think the guy has just disappeared. I mean, he says he just sits and watches now. He don't want to talk to us anymore. I mean, we're forcing him to talk to us, and he don't.
Look at this mess that's going on over here. He don't have to talk.
Well, the comments are more interesting than the show.
They're not even watching the show anymore.
I mean, why would they at this point? I mean,
they done muted us, and they're just arguing over
here. Yeah. Well, and that's Kent Chrisley's comment too, getting entertained by the comments.
Hey, shout out to y'all for arguing though. Thanks for boosting the page.
Oh, 100%. Listen, I get paid for every time they do that. So
I haven't got
go hammer down.
Coincidentally.
No, that's not gonna happen. So Lord mercy.
I'm on my check.
All right, listen. So this weekend, Franklin County's off. Yep. But got some more action at some other racetracks with Raceway this weekend. Super late models back there for their one and only time this season for the Ray Cook Summer Nationals. Ararat back in action this Saturday. Mid-East Modifieds. Natural Bridge is back in action this weekend. Franklin County will be back in 2 weeks. Talking about the mini stock bonuses there. Danny Hamley said, "We still listening, Gorge." Oh my God.
Yeah, you go ahead and highlight that because I literally can't even say over public airwaves your nicknames. So
oh my God. Kent Chrisley says, "Afraid people will turn on me." Looks at him in here. I'm telling you. Oh man. Josh Phillips said, "Hey guys, Franklin County Raceway had a great night of racing and also Ararat." That would not be Ararat.
Don't be coming in here trying to bring this positivity in.
I don't know what's wrong with him. He's not like throwing you under the bus this week. I'm really confused.
Yeah, I don't know. He must be upset too.
Dylan Maxwell wants us to be quiet. He can't read and listen. So, Oh Lord. Angie, who's a part of all these comments, she says this has been going on for years. Yeah. I mean, we can apply that to pretty much everything here. John Coe, he said he'll be back at Ararat Saturday, bringing me a new pack car. The old Explorer got a miss in it, so we're just going to put that thing on the dirt.
He's going to bring you that one from With.
Yeah, that thing ain't going to do no good. Christina Maggard telling them to hug it out, boys. Lord have mercy. John Morton wanted to know how many Crown Vics we had at Ararat last week. That would be 10. We get 10 for 200 to win or 10 for 1,000 to win. So I'm just going to pay 200 to win. Fix that. Whoops. I don't even know what comment I just had. Kevin Litton said, it's Noah's fault my transmission went out. Sounds
all right.
Sounds legit.
Fair enough.
Blake Melvin wants to know how many cars do you think Ararat Saturday? Mid-East Modified say they think there'll be around 20. And then all of our classes will be around, well, what we get, 10, 12, 15, 18, whatever. Caleb Hall talking about tough man shots. Do you know what a tough man shot is?
I don't know.
I still ain't got that video, by the way, Caleb. Apparently there's a video of Dennis Hall taking a tough man shot. Okay. And a tough man shot is Jesus. So basically you get, what damn drink was it? I can't even remember off the top of my head. But comment in here what drink it is, and I'll tell about the rest here. Good stuff though.
A tough man shot. It's straight rubbing alcohol. Straight to the dome.
Whoops, I did not mean to share that. I don't even know what it says. Justin Pruitt said, come on now, a bunch of them were broke. Listen, broke, not broke. 10 cars is 10 cars. 200 is 200. 1,000's 1,000. Racers have to figure out when there's more money, you better get your ass to the racetrack. So, all right, here we go. Caleb said tequila, and yeah, there you go. Tequila, tequila, the salt and the lime. Okay, so tough man shot is you have to snort the salt, okay, drink the tequila, and squeeze the lime into your eye. Okay, he's got a video of Dennis Hall doing that. Okay, and well, I'd like to see it.
I feel like that's one of them shots you gotta be real screwed up before you do that one. You don't start the night with that.
And I don't think he had been drinking enough for sure. Christina Maggard wants to know, when can we see 10K races? 10K stock for Thanksgiving weekend. So that is when that race will be. 99.9% sure that is when that will be.
Well, you done announced it now. It's got to happen.
Yeah. All right. I don't know what else is going on over here in the comments. But anyways, we done went over. This is the longest show we've had in the history of the Pit Chatter podcast. And
Not even remotely true.
No, it is. It's the longest show we've had.
We've had one when we were still pre-recording.
Oh, okay. And, yeah. All right. Let me back up. It's the longest live show we've ever had.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Anything else? Anything we ain't talked about? Anything we missed? Anything you want to talk about? Anybody you want to say anything to?
We can cover this whole argument that's happening over here. That should only take a couple hours.
I'm out. I don't care what that's two idiots that shouldn't have been arguing to start with. So I'm out. I mean, that's all.
Well, then no, we're good.
All right. Well, good deal. That'll do it for episode 68 of the Pit Chatter podcast. We appreciate you guys listening in. Be sure to check out the races in action this weekend, wherever there is and wherever you want to go. And Franklin County will be back on the 19th. Ararat in action this weekend with Princeton Saturday, Beckley Friday, Ace on Saturday. Ace is having a unusual Saturday show this weekend. Kind of weird that they're having that. We'll see where that goes. I've heard some whoops. Yeah, I mean Angie Caldwell agreeing with me on the idiots. But I've heard some rumors about Ace that they may be looking at going to Saturdays. That's why they're testing the waters with the Saturday race, which I understand. So Josh Phillips wants to know where my white hat is. It's on Facebook. It only exists in the world of AI. Okay. Everybody told me my profile picture made me look too much like Whitey. So I just went ahead and added a white hat to it to help them out. So
the tyrant, King Whitey II.
I mean, unlike the people who that didn't understand that I was making a joke on my photo from Saturday. I have a sense of humor. I don't even mind if you're laughing at me. Don't make any difference. I enjoy it. So it's all good.
Trust me, we all are.
I appreciate it. Listen, as long as y'all are on me, you're leaving somebody else alone. So it's all good. So, all right, we're out of here. Episode 68 in the books. Pit Chatter Podcast presented by Yoder's Custom Meat Processing. We'll be back next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock.
Bing bong.